Hello, everybody. We are here for our 20th episode of Almost a Party. We're waiting on a couple of our players to show up. They've got some things going on, so they might not make it, but we will see how it goes throughout the night. Um, so, to recap real quick where our players last left off, in the city of Harrington, Sadzi had been invited to find out more about her condition. And, and after investigating in the library in Harrington, was invited to join them on their hunt that they have a few times a week where they go and gather meat for the village. Sadzi was joined by both Ito and Mazeki on the hunt, who entered into the mist and felt a bit of their energy drained, but managed to push on and push through and continuing on the hunt. After making a bet with Duke, the players came out on top and became 5,000 gold richer. At the end of the day, Ito and Sadzi enjoyed a feast with the citizens of Harrington, while the rest of the players slept in the inn again. And so we pick up on the morning with the rest of you down in the city. The day is yours. What would you like to do in the city of Harrington?
Is there any fog outside when we wake up?
I mean, there's always fog outside, but not immediately around the
Not
inn
the
where
not the
you're at.
dangerous fog.
No, not around where you're at. So,
Is it outside of the edge of the city?
so the city is subdivided into two sections. So there is the section that you guys are in with the inn where you're staying and a few other small shopping districts that the fog only rolls into at night, and by the morning it is gone. But then there is a much larger section of the city that is always enveloped in the fog.
And that's where I walked in and got
Correct. That
the
was
thing.
when you were going to follow Sadzi and Orion up to the Harrington estate, and you felt your energy drain and decided you didn't want to stay in the fog.
I am going to go back to the fog, not going into it. I'm just going to go back to the entrance to that section of the town,
Mhm.
and I am going to cast Destroy Water
Okay. Nothing
and see if I
happens.
can. Nothing happens. Okay.
Or he's doing meteorological survey. That's not
Yep.
water.
Yep.
Check.
After that, I'm going to try generating where is it? I thought I had taken it here.
I'm gonna shoot some Eldritch blasts into it and see what happens.
Okay.
Just see if it like seems to bother it. Does
Mm,
it work like normal fog?
make an attack roll.
Is this fog a creature?
I got a 24.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it has to be a creature, doesn't it? Never mind. It's not like Firebolt. I can't shoot objects and arbitrary things.
All
Unless the
right.
fog is a creature.
Um, so you hear screams of pain inside the fog, and then
What? It is a creature.
Is the fog made of dead people?
no. And then out comes a few people concerned, looking around, being like, "Who's shooting into the fog?"
Oh, that makes sense. Because technically I don't have to see them. It just
Yep.
has to be a creature within range.
Yep.
Oops. I am going to disappear.
Yep.
I'm gonna casually just walk away with a
Uh huh.
21 stealth and a 13.
Um,
So is there anybody else up there with us?
real quick
Or
question: do you have agonizing blast as one of your things?
I do not. I
Okay.
don't believe. Wait, hold on. Let me check. Did I just kill someone?
No,
I
I.
do. Oops.
You do. Okay. What's your charisma
Yes.
modifier?
3.
Okay, you dealt 4 points of damage. I rolled for you.
Nice. Thank you. Perfect. Good.
So, yeah.
Did anybody else say if they were going to be up there with us, or is it just me and Mazeki standing there, and Mazeki decided to go invisible and walk away?
Ito probably followed just because he's interested in the testing.
Did Ito? I thought Ito stayed up in the mansion again.
Ah, right. My
Yeah,
mistake.
Yeah.
we're at the inn causing harm through science.
Yeah, Ito and
Clear Dig
Sati
is
stayed up
clearly
after
now
the
involved.
festival. So,
I'm gonna take a nap because Mizeki is still a bit messed up from the fog,
okay.
and I'm waiting for the rest of the party to get back so we know what we're gonna do.
Right. I mean, you did just wake up, so napping
That has never stopped me from taking a nap before.
napping seems a little weird, but you know, go for it.
It's first thing in the morning. I mean,
Yeah, you wake up, you have breakfast, you have a nap. This is the Hobbit life.
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. Well, Mizeki goes back to bed after shooting a poor innocent civilian.
I'm sure they
Maybe
come out of the mist and they're looking at me because Mazeki has vanished. I'm my friend, and I look to where he was, and he's gone. I Do you know much about the fog and its effects?
Uh, it's good stuff.
For those that it is not good stuff, do you know if there's any option to remove the effect?
Sure. I hear dying works.
Is there any that help sustain life as opposed to take it?
Yeah, the whole thing sustains life. That's what it does. I know I don't look it, but I'm 300.
I see. With that, I'm gonna. How far away is this guy from me? I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt him.
He's like right next to you at this point, just outside of the fog, looking around. So, very gaunt, just human. Min looks like he's in about his 30s.
I see. Thank you. I'm going to use, just to see if it does anything, I'm going to use Druidcraft and cause a little bit of a gust to see if the fog moves with any air movements.
Okay. So you cast your gust, and the mist dissipates for just a brief moment and then surges right back into place in less time than it takes to cast the spell. And so it's a blink and you miss it kind of movement.
Okay. I asked the let's call him a young fellow. Would you please stand back? And the moment he stands back, I'm going to cast Warding Wind on myself
Okay.
and start approaching the fog to see if it starts pushing the fog away from me.
I feel like we tried this.
Yeah. So it begins pushing away, but as you move closer into it, it surrounds and overcomes your wind and is swirling in with it.
Gotcha. So I step back out away from it and drop Warding Wind.
So,
I wasn't submerging myself completely into it. I was just touching the edge of it to see if it pushed it away from me.
so from a bystander's perspective, someone, probably Ore, just shot a dude, and then Ore is messing with the mist, and now he creates a deafening warding wind that is a 20-foot radius around him. That's not suspicious at all.
I'm just
At,
checking to see if I can approach this fog without doing more damage to myself.
at this point, I assume like a message went out to the local community. It's like, don't interact with the adventurers. They are a danger to themselves and others.
You would think.
Every time we interact with local governments, we need to actually make that first priority.
What, being a danger or letting them know?
Both.
Pay no attention to the destructions of these fellows over here. They're adventurers. They don't know better.
Pay no attention to the outsiders. They do not know our ways.
They're dangerous. I mean, I feel like we've done our science. We were talking about moving on. We picked, I believe it was Typhon, the volcano, right? That's nearby-ish.
Typhon sounds way more
Nearby is
epic.
a relative term.
Yeah, relative. So there are a few places that you were told about. So there is Blue Lake to the north, which you were told is actually not a lake, but is
The ocean.
it's an inland ocean. It's a giant tide pool, essentially. And then past further north of that is Typhon's Folly, which you were told about has some issues going on. And then if you head out over across the ocean from either Blue Lake or Typhon's Folly, you can head to the Shimmering Isles, which the volcano is part of. So as you guys are going through this and doing your testing, about 20 minutes later, Sadzi, Ito, Orion, and Duke come emerging from the fog.
Did you call him the Duke?
No.
Okay.
Do they come out of it all epic like in a movie? Like the fog just gently fades away and they come out together in line. They're all walking in unison. Some music comes on.
I watched that movie last night. It was great.
All of them are walking in unison except Ito, who didn't catch on.
And Orion, who doesn't care.
Zerdig is still just kind of like tinkering away in his room.
And Duke looks around. Well, I hope you all enjoyed your visit. I understand you are looking to head out today.
We don't do well trapped in one place for very long.
Understandable. I like staying in one place as long as I can. It's comforting.
I think the official government report for it was causes incidents.
Don't be rude.
Huh?
If we stay in one place for too long, we cause incidents.
Ah,
Got it.
Though I guess here too long was arrived.
Well, it was the manner in which you arrived. But don't worry, we've had many good laughs about it, and we will for many more years. Long after you are all gone, we will be laughing about it here. In fact, we'll probably put in some precautions, or at least a sign.
A sign would probably be a great suggestion.
I
And
wouldn't
it's
have read it if there was one. I know
I mean,
you
if it
all.
said "enter through city gate," I feel like I would have. But
it's also very good that your forged friend, and he gestures towards Ore, came to the city. It taught us a little bit more about our mist.
Speaking of, is there an opportunity to remove this effect that you're aware of?
Time, I think. Most people that are affected generally die eventually from it.
Do you know if Dispel Magic would work?
I don't believe it's magical, but you could certainly try.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Okay. So you're casting Dispel Magic on who? Because you currently have Ito, Mizeki, and Ore that are affected.
Ori's affected the worst, so Ori.
Okay. Ori, do you have any magical effects on you right now?
Magical effects on me, it's just whatever the fog is doing. It doesn't affect my magical items. It would just be upon me specifically.
Correct. So anything that you've currently got cast on you, I don't think so, but
Yeah, I the only two things I tried were the Creator Destroy Water and the Warding Wind.
okay, which you've already dismissed.
Right.
Okay. Um. So you cast Dispel Magic. Nothing seems to happen.
Ore drops to his knees and his eyes go dark. I'm kidding.
It'd be
Oh
funny
my
if
god!
Ori dies. All right, well,
I
his
hope we had
friend
a backup
Ori
plan.
Ore
appeared.
just drops lifeless to the ground.
Not even.
Maybe a little even.
It's a bit odd.
It's not unusual.
All right, so it doesn't help, I'm assuming.
It does not.
And we haven't officially tested the ward against evil thing, but we can, I guess, test that as we leave.
Okay.
It's only against creatures if you're doing the protection from evil and good.
Oh, is it? That's a shame.
All right. Duke and Orion look at you guys and go, "You're always welcome in our city. We understand that it's not pleasant for all of you to be here, but you'll always have a place to stay. Is there anything that we can do for you before you leave?"
Is there a way to travel faster to one of the larger cities, either by boat or arcane means available to us?
What city are you looking to go to? We can send you back to Drusus pretty easy.
Ore's going to look across the faces of the rest of the group and just see what they're thinking.
The other two elves, Alondiel and Zerdig, come up right about now. Where are we going?
He's offered to potentially send us to Drusus, but wants to know if there's other cities we would like to return to.
I mean, we're near the Isles, right? And Typhon and several other places, and we've not been on this part of the world before, so
Yeah, I hear the Shimmering Isles are really lovely. We could go there for a bit.
there is a volcano.
Shimmer Spire's wonderful. Fantastic city. It's a nice
Can you
vacation
get us
place.
there?
Oh, you've been there? How did you like it?
Well, it was new, very shiny at the time. It's been quite a long time, but they had just uh, built the city on the edge of the forest there. Nice coastal city. One of the warmest places in the world.
Does warmest mean brightest?
Not necessarily.
Oh, good. Well, Zerdig looks around and he's a little sheepish because he hasn't had a chance to talk to the party yet. He's like, how far are we going? I would prefer to stay closer if possible.
To Harrington.
To my home, under the mountain.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah, that's not far, probably.
Hmm.
Have you seen a map recently?
Counselor, how
Under one. Sorry, go ahead, Ray.
Counselor, how far from town or from the forest does this fog normally extend?
Not far usually at all. It typically just encompasses the rest of the city at night. And the forest is typically always covered, just like the rest of the city.
So travel outside the city is safer for those who are subject to the effect of the fog.
Yeah, should be fine traveling outside the city. Staying out of the forest is probably a good idea too. Although, as shown yesterday, your folk are quite handy, quite capable. So I don't think you'd have any worries in there.
Understood. Out aside from Harrington, what else is close that we could explore? You mentioned the Blue Lake. Is there anything else of worthy attendance?
Depends on what you're looking to do. Are you just enjoying vacation, enjoying the travel, or are you looking to do some good?
Ori's going to look at Zirdig and kind of discern how he's feeling from his expression.
Hold on. Did Insanity just do the Fallout Preston phrase?
I have no idea. I've never played Fallout. So if I
Oh
did,
no, it
it's
was the
complete coincidence.
no, it was the weapon buying one. You looking to do some damage?
Mm.
Zirdig is seeming a little bit unsure about things. You know, it's one thing to go from Undermountain where he knew everything to Harrington, which is like a cool new adventure, and it's a whole other thing to be like you're super far from home and can't get back easily. But he's put on a brave face.
Also, to be fair, returning to his home would involve going back through a civil war again.
True.
Ito gives Zerdig quite the hearty pat on the back and sort of pulls him aside a tiny bit. Um, Lad, if you're worried about all of this, I will say we may not seem like it, but this group is competent. You will be safe with us for the most part.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that. He puts on a brave face.
Okay. And I know it can be tempting to visit home. I mean, I would say it myself if I weren't somewhat lying. But just think of the stories if you ever do go back. Think of what you're learning out here.
Zerdig rolled a 3 on his deception check, so it's pretty obvious to pretty much everybody with their passive perception that he's just trying to power through it. He's very much uncomfortable, but he's trying to be a team player and go along with everybody.
I mean, the first couple of days when you leave home, everything's different and you do have to get used to that. But honestly, I feel like the adventures you have, you end up having fun and then you kind of forget that you're homesick.
Yes, I suppose this would be the first few days outside of the mountains for you. Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
yes. Day number 3, I believe. He says.
okay. Don't worry too much about that. It it does get better with time as you are away longer. Um, Now, it is interesting because I personally am fully on board with simply letting these fine folks tell me where we're going and what we need to do. I don't know if the same is for you.
Well, I can't be a great hero without venturing something. So let us press on. I will persevere.
Uh, Counselor, is it okay if my party has the opportunity to discuss this a little bit more at length before we accept your proposal to send us somewhere?
Proposal? You asked.
I thought he said that if there's anything he can do to help us get out. So
Yeah,
if there's anything we need.
But you specifically brought up teleporting.
I specifically brought up teleporting, but he did offer to lend us something, do something for us. So
Yeah.
my misunderstanding.
You have a cool boat. Wait, do boats even travel from here to the Isles?
Uh,
Well,
from
not here,
here,
but nearby.
no. Closest you'll find is from Blue Lake. They'll send boats out there, and then if you get up to Typhon's Folly, there's a port on the river, leads up to the mountains, and then that has boats that go out to Shimmerspire as well. But you could take that all the way back up to Drusus, up through up to the mountains, and then down another river. You'll have to transfer, but you know.
Ito looks a tiny bit confused, and he pauses for a moment. Do you have a map I could borrow? Potentially permanently.
Don't we have a map? I
Yep.
thought we stole one.
Do
we
we?
bought one in Drusus.
Oh,
of
we
the,
bought
of the
one in
region.
Drusus. That's
Yeah.
right. I couldn't remember if we
Ah,
stole it from the
we do
tolls
have.
or bought one.
Apologies, we do have a map. I had entirely forgotten. Where did we
We'll pull
put
it.
that?
It's probably in the elf bag.
I have it noted in my gear, so I'm because
Oh,
as
that
Ore,
makes
I know
sense.
I purchased it just to kind of see where we were going.
Take
And
robot
I know
bag.
I was focused a lot on the wilds at the time that I had purchased it. So, but Ore would pull it out of his bag and hand it to Zirdig. Here you go.
So we are this very small dot here.
Wow. Never seen a map this detailed before. All the maps I've seen have been all of Undermountain. It's not like he didn't have access to like bigger maps, but it's one of those things where it's like he didn't have any use for it.
There's also
And-
additional red dotted lines that Ore
Yeah.
added of the path that Ore has taken so far from Drusus.
I'm 100% going to use prestidigitation to indicate areas on the map.
Nice. So it's like an
So-
interactive PowerPoint,
Yeah, we kinda
medieval
have like
style.
a PowerPoint. Yeah,
Here's where
we're
we
using
are.
a whiteboard.
Here's where we're going.
Wizard white. We were doing some wizard whiteboarding. Is what we're doing.
And this is where I was born. This is where
We can talk about that later. It all started when I was a young lad. So I guess that's the plan then. Head up towards Blue Lake. If we hear of anything pressing when we get there, maybe in Typhon's, head that way instead. But otherwise, head off to Shimmerspire.
Didn't you say there was disappearances in Typhon's Folly? Councilor Harrington?
I don't believe so.
Who said that? Someone said that there were disappearances. Was that in Hamlet? I don't remember. Dang it.
Yeah, someone did say that there were undead children going missing last episode.
That there were children, not undead children.
Just children, yeah. It wasn't undead children because it wasn't here, right?
Correct.
was
It was in
nearby.
Typhon's Folly, but it was not the
Yeah.
counselor that said that. The person that
Yeah,
said
it
it was very
was-
drunk when they said it, and so they don't
It
recall.
was his brother.
Oh, it was Orion. Yeah.
They told you a lot of
That
things when they were drunk.
That makes sense. He doesn't remember because he was drunk.
And so, yeah, and so it was since you addressed that to the counselor, he's like, no, I don't believe I said that.
Must have
I
heard.
don't believe we told you that.
Well, I think that's a plan, unless anyone has a better one. We do have some money to spend, and Shimmerspire sounds like it might have interesting things.
So when you bring this up, the Duke stops and you watch him go through a few hand gestures, and then he begins whispering a message away. Those of you that are close enough pick up that it is a message to the counselor in Drusus asking about this.
About Shimmerspire?
No, about Typhon's Folly. Because Typhon's Folly would fall under their jurisdiction.
Have we created an incident?
He's curious.
Here we are, simply existing again. Oh no, we've created yet another international incident.
I told you, the longer we remain in a single location, the amount of incidents created exponentially increases. And we started at 1 instead of 0.
Okay. A little while later, as you guys are all standing there, just kind of talking and having your conversations about where to go next, um, Duke again stops just talking for a moment, and then he looks at all of you and goes, Councilor Gutman was not aware of such a thing, but thinks it should be investigated. Would you like to go and do so? Be on official council business again.
I don't think you have to twist their arms to make them do that, but
Mizeki's official answer is yes, but he is going to look and see how everyone else feels without saying anything first.
Zerdig is totally like, yes! He opened his mouth to say yes before realizing that he, as the most junior member of the party, probably shouldn't commit us to things yet.
It's fine.
I believe we are in favor of doing this.
Yeah. It would be nice to not lie about that more.
Okay.
Is there a defined road from Harrington up to Blue Lake?
Up to Blue Lake? I mean, there's not much of a road. You get out there and you just head north, you'll run right into it. Depends on which way you want to go around. Depends on what you want to do. If you stick to the mountainside of the lake and head around that way, you'll end up in Typhon's Folly. But if you follow it on the forest side of it, you'll head towards the city, which has the boats that lead out to the Shimmering Isles.
Is there a boat across the lake?
Not generally, because there's not much of a reason for people to cross the lake. It's pretty large, but it's only, a few feet deep in some places. It gets down to maybe 20 feet. So it's not that deep. There's a city built on the lake on the coast, though. That's something to see if you're just looking around. But what should I tell Councilor Goodman?
We'll go. Zerdig gets excited.
All right.
Yes, we will go. I would like some directions to this city on Blue Lake. Sounds intriguing.
When you reach the water, stick to the side that the forest is on. You'll reach it.
Oh, thank
That'll
you.
delay you getting to Typhon's Folly, though.
How much?
well, it would give us a chance to reprovision if we need to.
You can stock up here before you leave.
Yeah, that seems like a better idea.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, of course, but who knows if we're gonna break something or whatnot. I mean, no offense with this group. I've learned to expect the unexpected.
Oh,
Is it-
hey. Out of character, you need to remember to send a message. Because I was just thinking about Zerdig needs to send a message too. That was one of the two
We do.
items.
We do have a message we need to pass along to the counselor of Utra's Folly. Utra? Utra.
Okay.
I am going to assume we have prepared this because I don't know how to write a message that would be the thing we're trying to convey.
We've had a month to figure it out.
And
so-
we've had a while, yeah. We've had a lot of time. But basically a message conveying that our Leonin companion was lost. These are his tags. He is not dead, but we do not believe he will be freed. I feel like that doesn't reveal anything we're not supposed to reveal.
Yes, it does.
Kind of does, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's supposed to be
we
dead.
didn't say. We d- is he? What we don't know that he's dead. He could have been we could say he was lost while we
He
were
was lost,
traveling
yeah.
through the mountains.
Presumed dead.
You were told
He is presumed
that
dead.
he is.
Oh, we were told to say he's dead. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the dwarves said to say that he's dead.
Yeah. So
Was
But
that
he
part
said
of the oath I took?
he said to tell them that he's alive.
Yeah,
And
my
that was not
understanding
part
was
of
the
the
oath I took only applied to not revealing their secret.
That whole conversation happened after you guys had already taken the oath because you were going to visit
I
Valerian.
mean, not a binding contract.
right.
I mean, it carefully constructed doesn't necessarily mean to. Like, I like the idea that like he's lost
Yeah.
because
Swazi
that is
Yeah.
Swazi had
vague.
a good one where she said
He's missing in action, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, because that's not. Yeah, he's not confirmed.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we'll go with that. Missing in action and his tags.
Okay. You don't have them. The dwarfs do.
That's right. I have a copy of a document. Do I or no? Did
No.
we
You
not
took
get the
something.
tags?
Yeah, you took
Yeah,
something for
I
that.
asked. I took
You-
something from them.
You had his tags and you made an etching of his tags. And then you gave the tags back
Yeah,
to the dwarves because they were
that's
jerks and they
right.
wouldn't let you
We
take them.
made a copy of them, or of the information on them at least.
Right. Yeah, but the dwarfs kept the tags
Yeah.
and said they would send them back
Yeah, and we don't believe them.
with the information
the-
that Valerian is dead. So
Yeah, and we don't believe them. Cool. Yeah, so we're gonna send that he's missing in action. These are his tags. And just a general brief of what we've been doing, I guess.
okay. So you're
Since I'm
you're
still
wanting to
semi-counselor.
send a letter, not a message.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Because Duke was there just waiting for you to like tell him what to send to
Yeah.
Councilor a call. So
I mean, I do want to tell her hello. I hope that you are doing well. We are sending you a letter that contains important information.
I mean,
But, like-
Mizeki probably wants to talk specifically to, what was her name? Emmeline or something like that?
Emmeline, yes.
Yeah, Emmeline.
But she probably won't talk to Mizeki, so he's just gonna.
Yo,
Like, just
counselor, tell Emmeline what's up.
Tell Emmeline hello.
Hey, girl.
all right. So Duke pauses for a moment and let's send a message to Councilor Akal, letting her know that you guys are sending a letter. A moment later, he goes. She responds that she is doing well and glad to hear that you are as well. She's sad to hear about your friend and his unfortunate demise.
How secure is your letter sending service, Duke?
We don't
If
really
this
send
letter-
many actual letters here at all.
If this letter contained information that might be of high value but high danger,
Sensitive.
Yeah, we can send out a letter for you. Who does it need to go to?
I would say Utra, counselor, first and foremost, and then she can distribute it as necessary.
All right.
I'm gonna take a moment and modify my letter really quick.
Okay.
To include that the information they have received prior to this is likely inaccurate, or was not accurate at the time we gained our information.
Okay. So instead of just saying MIA, you want to reveal more information. Got it.
I
do you
basically
want?
want to say that they're lying without
Yeah.
specifically saying that they're lying or specifically revealing what the true information is.
Right.
Plausible deniability.
Yeah.
As much as you
I
can
don't-
keep. He's
I don't want a
MIA.
dwarf to murder me.
Yeah. Also, what you may have heard is probably wrong.
Right.
Just in case they're lying.
There was a lie. We can't tell you what the lie was, but one of the things that you've been told isn't true.
Are you gonna send anyone to go investigate Undermountain as well? Or you're not gonna do that? That's probably a bad idea.
I don't feel like I can specifically reference Undermountain. That's my goal, is to avoid, because like that would, yeah.
You should say that he was lost near Zundare. And that way you're not implicitly saying to go under mountain, but geographically they kind of know the area.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that's all right. So I will add that information, that he was lost near Zundare, and that prior information they have received is likely inaccurate, or was inaccurate at the last time we saw him. Because that's true. And
Yeah.
doesn't prevent me saying he's still missing an action.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Zerdig
Melko
is
is gone.
Zerdig is gonna ask if he can send a letter as well back to Melko, because he still hasn't sent anything back to him, and the lizard's gonna arrive with the cart in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, unless it gets killed. And then Melko's gonna freak out. So he wants to send a letter to Melko as well. That's like, "Hey, I'm alive. We're going to Hamlet. See ya."
And we're going not the route towards the little hamlet town or the Blue Lake town, because we don't plan to stop, right? We're just going to go the faster one.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that
it's
sounds good.
faster to get to Typhon's Folly if
Yeah.
you stick to the mountainside,
Yeah.
and then that avoids the city on the coast.
Is
Yeah,
it
and we
fastest to
can.
stick in next to the mountainside, or are there paths under mountain that Zerdig could lead us through that
Uh,
could get us there?
no, it would be faster to stay above ground here because the tunnels wind and twist. So
And the ground is
Could
pretty
we
much a straight shot.
yeah,
could we get horses?
not from Harrington. They do not have any.
Ah,
Yeah.
right,
What kind of
right. Forgot
horses
about
would
that.
they have? They'd be undead horses. That would.
Vampire horses. Have to feed them blood-covered hay.
Yeah, you saw the elk in the forest.
I'm sure I could ride it.
No, you killed it, so I don't think you could anymore.
It had bits falling off.
As long as I
Alright.
have a saddle over those.
I think we have a plan.
Okay.
I guess from them we'll need to get food. Do they have? They have some.
Will they have
They have
normal food?
rations. They've had. Yeah, they've fed us while we're here. Like.
Yeah, they're just not great at cooking the meat.
Yeah.
They do it. They're just not the best at it. So, but yeah, they've got supplies. They have a farm that you guys skipped over as well because you decided to hop down off the mountain instead.
What do they do at the farm?
They farm. They don't just eat meat.
Oh, I guess they do grain and they have bread and all.
Yeah. You guys got bread
That
and
makes sense.
cheese on your first day. Just like,
Gotta have some good side dishes for all that meat.
yeah. It's just when they eat the meat, they eat it more on the raw side.
That's flavor.
Yeah. All right. So, is there anything that the Duke is getting for you guys before you leave other than the letters? He's going to take them and make sure they get delivered.
Zerdig is gonna ask if he has parts, because Zerdig wants to make a new gun.
You have rare gun parts, perhaps, sir?
We've got a general shop that you can head into, see what they've got there, but
Not
I
gonna do it.
myself
Nope.
am not a craftsman.
Thank you, Duke, for everything you've done.
Have you ever been to the city of Steel?
Nope, but my mentor Melko speaks very highly of it.
It is a place I would really like to visit.
Could we
Can
go
get
there
a
now?
sending stone? It's really far away. Plus, we have council business.
Do you want to go to Steel?
Yes.
Guys, I thought we were gonna check out Typhon's Folly first. Then we can go, visit someplace for fun.
Do you have means of getting us to Steel quickly?
Alright, like, no, we're going here now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could get you
Okay.
to them instantly.
Could you get us a day trip and we could go there real quick and we could come back? Zerdig starts speaking much faster and very excitedly.
Unfortunately, I can only send you. I will not be leaving. Once you
Could you
are
arrange
there,
for
getting back is your own business.
Could you arrange for them to send us back? Do you have friends there?
No, I just know the address, as it were.
Does Steel have positive relations with Drusus?
Yeah, did you not see their demonstration at the King's End Festival?
I did, but I wasn't certain if that was merely a civilian side relation or if it was a larger or positive indicator. Reasonably, we know the address of Drusus, so we could go to Steel and get someone to send us back, and then follow the road to. Is it Hamlet?
No, it's just Hamlet. Both of them are called Hamlet.
That's very silly.
Mm-hmm. They fight about it all the time. Are you from 1M or 2M?
So
There should
day
be a
trip
third
to
one.
Steel, and then we get transported back to Drusus and travel? Thoughts?
So in character, Zerdig has no clue where Steel is geographically, but out of character, I mean, we're taking a pretty big gamble to get over there because it's across the ocean. So we'd
Well, yeah,
have
but
to
we'll
find some
teleport.
way to get back.
We'll teleport to the circle.
Well, yeah, but
He
who's
knows the
Yeah.
gonna get
circle.
us back in Steel? Is the thing.
Yeah, but
Someone
someone-
there can teleport. They
Okay.
have a circle.
Yeah, but we probably need to like book it or something.
We have 5,000 gold.
Let's ask the Duke, someone who knows more about that type of magic. Let's ask him if we can purchase a teleportation back to Drusus from Steel.
Yeah.
As long as you know the address of the circle, you can cast the spell to go to that.
Which we do, right? We know the library one.
Yes, but none of us can cast teleport yet, right?
Well,
So
yeah.
we have to find someone.
I would assume because they have a teleport circle, there is some method for them to teleport people.
Perhaps we should do the council business in Typhon's Folly first, then make our way back here if the Duke is willing to extend that transit to Steel when we are finished.
Probably by the time you get there and back, you're probably just best to head to Drusus for the King's End Festival this year.
If we take a day trip to Steel and assuming we can come back, that's a huge assumption. But assuming so, on the map it's actually gonna be closer, like Mizeki said, to go
Yeah.
from Drusus to Hamlet
And
than
around
it
an
is.
official road.
Yes. Than it
But
is to go through the wilderness for like.
right, but that's
weeks.
if we're able to get back. That's the only.
I feel like we should take a chance and believe that we can come back, regardless of if it's actually true or not. That
Yep.
seems like something we would do.
I feel like since we already told the counselor we would check out what's going on in Typhon's Folly, we should take care of that first.
But we can lean on the fact that we are an official council business and need to
Yes.
come back to potentially get someone to help us.
They're on a different frickin' continent. They probably
And-
don't care.
And yet they do have positive relationship. And we can just let them know we're visiting, and unfortunately business escalated and we need to return.
Ore is going to ask the counselor if we can get a copy of the address. So we'll do the council business first, and then when we get back to Drusus from that.
I do not want to do the council business first because it's going to waste a bunch of our time walking to Hamlet, when instead we can potentially, and I think likely, get teleported back to Drusus.
Mizeki, can I get a persuasion check from you, please?
Sure.
Also, Duke
Zerdig is
says, I
all
can
in
just
on
send
this.
you to Drusus.
21.
Zerdig's all aboard this plan. He thinks it makes sense, and he wants to teleport, and he wants to go see Steel and see all the cool inventions.
I think that our opportunities to go to Steel will be limited, especially as the festival approaches. And I think that it is reasonable because they have a circle that we will be able to return to our circle that is known.
I'm just gonna facepalm over here and quietly say, I'm sorry, this is how this group works, to Duke.
Usually it involves months on a boat.
Ito pats Sadzi on his shoulder. If it helps, this isn't even my first time doing this in the past few months.
Or he's going to put his hand on Mazeki's shoulder and say, I believe his logic is sound.
You do my horse shoulder or my actual shoulder?
Your actual shoulder is the same height I am, right? Like
Yeah.
like we're eye to eye for the most part, right?
I am 6'8", so maybe not. I don't know how tall Ori is.
I have a height. I'm looking at what it is. It's 6 something as well. I'm looking for it right now.
Okay, so yeah, we're
I'm
probably
6. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm 6 feet even.
Ito is
so.
also 6'8".
We are very tall.
You giants.
I am probably the shortest of all of us.
So
Zero.
we've got a plan. It's predicated on a thing we don't know is true. And it sounds great.
Zerdig coming in on the bottom quartile of the party at 5'11".
We could never sleep in a twin bed, is what we've just learned.
Our entire party is made of giants.
You guys aren't
I'm
giants.
like 5'3".
Ilandiel's
Yeah,
also
Sadzi.
5'11".
Sadzi could sleep in a twin bed. The rest of us would not fit.
Oh,
All right.
Ore would
let's
fit. Ore's
teleport.
6 feet, so.
So yeah, so Sadzi's 8 inches shorter than the next closest party member, who is then 8 inches shorter than Miseki and Ito.
9.
Death from below!
Yeah. Yep. All right.
All right, let's do this. Let's teleport. Everyone's excited.
Woo!
See a creepy town. Let's go to Steel. And Zerdig's gonna buy a gun.
There's a secret lake.
Okay. So you guys are going to steal instead of to Typhon's Folly.
We are going to steal and then Typhon's Folly.
You think?
Yes. What's the worst that could happen?
You get stranded and steal.
Which is not the end of the world. I think we will make it clear that is our intent, so that they're not expecting us to just pop up in Typhon's Folly. But, I mean, what's the travel time, even if we walked on the road to Hamlet? Isn't it like more than a few days?
Oh yeah, it's about 3 weeks to Hamlet from here.
Okay, so we've got 3 weeks to figure out how to teleport back,
Well,
or like near.
The logic is very sound if we can get teleported back, even if it's not a day trip, because there's a major road from Drusus over to Hamlet.
There's a minor road.
Well, better than no road.
And potentially we get a boat and cross Black Pond. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Possibly.
So,
yeah,
much faster. Let's do this thing. And then when we get stuck in Steel for weeks, oops, we can hopefully send to a counselor.
Yeah.
My bad. We're in Steel.
Okay.
Thing to ask, does he have a sending stone he can trade us so that Sadzi can talk to him?
I do not. I have no such need for a device.
You rely on your own magics. Fair enough.
So, and he goes, very well, we will get you to steal. And he turns and disappears off into the mist and comes back about an hour later with another robed figure in tow. They whisper some things back and forth, and then you see a portal open up in the city, and through the portal you can see a very large city that is quite busy. As you all rush in through the portal, you come out. Satsi?
Can I hug Duke's neck first and thank him for his hospitality?
Sure.
So I run up to Duke and I hug him and like rub my cheek against him because yes, still cat. and say thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope I'll get to see you in Druce's at the festival.
I look forward to it.
As a note, is Orion here?
Orion is
I
here.
think so. Yeah. Are you gonna rub your face onto me too?
No. No, Ito is going to just quickly give him like a large pat on the back. Like, I will
Girl
see you
hug.
again at some point.
All right. So, as you all enter through the portal, you come out and you can see the city ahead. About 500 feet away from you is the entrance to the city, and you can already see that this place is a lot different than any of the cities that you've ever been to. Although not the size and scale of Drusus, it's a lot more advanced. There are a lot taller buildings in this place, as well as a lot more carts that are moving on their own. So a lot of those horseless carts that were introduced there are going about. In addition, you see that this place has several forged who are walking about the city.
Whoa! Zerdic says.
The expression on Ore's shield is just that of in awe.
This
So
place is amazing.
one thing
The
to note
horseless carriages
is
make me uncomfortable.
there are no guards or anything immediately around where you guys come out. You do see that there is the circle here, but there's nobody that attends to it.
Potentially a problem.
Is this outside or is this in a building?
It's outside.
It's outside. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, so it might just be a. Yeah, the horseless carriages make Mazeki uncomfortable.
Why?
Because
Because they're
move
taking
on their
jobs away
own.
from your cousins.
Yeah, it's stealing jobs. They took our jobs. Mostly because they propel themselves on their own, and that concerns him. Because the only other things that do that are rivers, and you can control a river, and he doesn't know how these work.
Ito is just immediately looking around to see if he can see one of those self-driving things, but in a size that he could ride similarly to a horse.
No, they're all much too large for you to ride them like a horse. You can climb inside and ride them like a carriage.
Do we think we could actually climb inside of one of these?
We probably needed to stop.
Yeah, I mean, there's like go on the road. Right? I'm assuming they have owners, like a car.
Is there anyone nearby?
There are several people nearby that are heading either into the city or out of the city.
All forged or other than forged?
There are a lot of Forged, but there are a lot of different people here other than Forged around. But there are more Forged than you've seen since you awoke. And for the rest of you, more Forged than you've ever seen in your entire lives.
This place is awesome, Zerdic says, and then just goes into the city.
I am most impressed.
He's gonna look for a
And
shop.
follows Zerdic like right away.
Yeah, if we can find like an artificer's place, we're hitting it.
All right. So as you reach the gates of the city and enter in, there is a forge there, very smooth metal that he's made out of. And you can see the pieces very clear and distinct, and it has a light tint of red to the silverish steel color of it. They look at you. Greetings. Welcome to the City of Steel. Where would you like to go today?
I would like to see everything, but I believe my companions are looking for magic shops or curiosities.
As
First
you
question is actually, are there people that can teleport us?
So,
Go ahead.
Ore, as you speak up, you notice that the eyes of this forged go wide and go, old one. There's an old one here. And he kneels. It is great to see one as old as you still functioning.
And then after a moment, Ori just looks at everybody else, like shrugs, like I don't know what to do here. Thank you.
So you're
I've
looking
seen this
for a
building.
magic shop. We have plenty. Is there a specific kind of item that you are looking for?
I've heard that the craftsmanship and then the skill of the artificers and skill in steel is the greatest in the world. I apprentice to one Melko. You may have heard of him from under the mountain, and I would like to see the craftsmanship in steel to see how we stack up.
Melko. I have never heard of such this person. Which mountain are you from?
The hand of the gods mountains, underneath of them, to be clear, thus under mountain. Zerdig keeps stammering.
The Hand of the God Mountains. I do not know of this location.
In Haptharini, you know the continent we're on?
We are
We
not
showed
on
you the map,
Haptharini.
didn't we? Wait, was our map only for our continent?
Correct. Your map
Yes.
was only for
Nice.
Haptharini.
What?
You have no clue where you guys are.
Zerdig is like, what? What do you mean we're
So-
not on Haptharini?
While he's having his freak out, first things first, where can we get a map?
You may obtain a map at our local cartographers guild. They will be happy to make you one.
Can you direct us that direction first? I believe we need to speak with them promptly.
Absolutely. And he puts his hand out, and one of the vehicles that's been driving around comes and stops. The doors open automatically. Please, climb on in.
Will we all fit in there?
Nice limo service.
We're being
Is it
kidnapped.
day or night?
It is day.
Yeah,
it-
it's like morning still, right? And we've just teleported, so no time passed.
Yeah,
Right, but
well-
this is a different continent, so
Oh
Right.
yeah,
So
it's late afternoon.
Yep. So it's later in the afternoon here.
Oh shoot, time zones.
Oh no!
Get
Is
your
it
time
daylight
zones out of my
saving
fantasy
time?
world.
Ah! But what? There's no such thing.
Do we all fit? Do we all fit in the limo thing? Great, let's just get in.
Yes, you will all fit in this carriage, except for Mizeki.
Nice. I am being racism, I think.
No,
Speciesism? I
you'll
don't
fit.
know. Fair.
So
you'll have to
Like-
sit in the back.
Mechanically, he's still a medium creature. Dang it.
Yeah, I am mechanically a medium creature. I'm a little
Ito,
bitty.
Ito does tend to make it look a bit like a clown car.
right.
I mean, I could sit on Mizeki's back, since I'm the smallest and he's the biggest. Could probably work it out that way.
Okay. But as you all climb in after the last of you, and the door shuts, and then the vehicle just begins moving. As you wind your way through the city, eventually it stops and the doors open, and you find yourself outside of a little shop.
To clarify, which shop was this? Was it
The
map?
cartography.
Photographers?
Mhm.
Okay.
So, and you all climb out, or are you panicked? I know Mizeki said he was scared of these things.
Yeah, I'm not scared of them. They make me uncomfortable.
hmm
And getting in and out of them is probably a bit weird.
Okay.
Ore's pretty excited to get out. How tall are all the buildings around here?
So there are several of them that are 300-400 feet tall. And there are others that are only, the typical 20-30 that you're used to.
Right.
But
I'm sorry,
yeah.
did you say 300 to 400 feet?
Yes.
So there's skyscrapers in this town.
Have we
Yes.
ever seen a building that large before?
No, you have not.
Nope.
Okay. So
Most
yeah,
places under
really
mountain
not like in this.
Yeah, most places under mountain don't even have that much space to build.
Yeah.
Although I guess under mountain there are places where like the drow have created homes into cliff faces. So it's probably
Yeah.
not like so surprising for Zerdig since he lived there his whole life.
Right.
So
And
I'm getting out and freaking out.
right. And the High Throne of Bedrock has the opening that's 1,000 feet. There's not a
Yeah.
building there, but there's several buildings built along into the cliff sides there.
Yeah, exactly. So
So-
Zerdig is like he just thinks it's cool. He's like this is the overworld's version of that.
Yeah, it is exactly. So
Would Ore know anything about the Grand Forge in Steel?
the what in steel?
The Grand Forged.
No, you
You
would
talking
not.
about the new ones?
No, it's where they make the forged.
Ah,
Yeah. So there are a lot of forges that are made here, but you don't know of anything.
Got it.
well,
So-
let's get a map.
All right.
Yeah,
So
that's step one. Get him out.
okay. So the place outside, this is one of the smaller buildings standing at about 50 feet high, is called the Hasty Compass.
That's like the opposite of what you do with a compass.
Why you gotta be so hasty, Compass? Why are you in such a
Are-
rush?
Is the inside normal sized? Or is it also like the ceiling is 50 feet away?
It's normal size, so it's 5 stories.
Excellent. Excellent. Perfect.
So-
Immediately visibly calms down a bit.
All right. So as you go inside, you see that there are all sorts of different gear that you would use if you were going out and exploring. I mean, so there's compasses, there's sextants, there's all sorts of different things, as well as lots of fine inks and paper here if you want to go out and make your own map. In addition, there are several map cases, and there is a counter, and behind the counter, you see this green-skinned figure, who looks like they're constantly a bit wet with blue hair, just sitting behind there. Hello,
Hello.
welcome to the Hasty Compass.
Thank you. We are travelers from afar and are looking for maps, preferably if one exists, one of the city and one of the continent. And then we also wanted to know if there is anyone who can teleport us to a circle if we have the address.
We can take care of your maps for sure. As far as teleportation, that is outside of our realm of expertise. We walk everywhere so that we can document it precisely.
That makes sense.
Could I get one of these map making kits?
Absolutely. Everything that you see is available for sale.
What would you suggest for someone who is new to map making?
I would suggest you take a few of these. And you're definitely going to need a lot of paper and some pen. And he sets you up with a set of cartographer's tools. And so that
Cool.
would be 15 gold. And then in addition, he's setting you up with lots of extra paper.
Can someone secure those funds from the party fund? Because I do no longer have that many funds.
Let me
I
pull
think
up
Elendil has all of
Elendil.
our money, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fabulous.
And he's
We
not
just sort of
here.
we looked to
There's
Sugar
lots of-
Elf.
Sugar Elf. Let me
Yeah,
go
we-
look at his equipment. stuff.
I assume he will probably want to buy some nicer paper if they have it as well while
Yeah,
we're
and
here.
probably some new pens.
Yeah.
That would make sense and is reasonable.
Okay.
You know how artists are always like, "Dude, I wrote this with a Copic marker." That's gonna be him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Just get him a nice little assortment of whatever's good.
All right.
24 shades.
So 15 gold for that. That'll bring the party down to 109 gold. And then for adding on to the paper, let's just bring it down, spending 9 gold between what you're given and what Alondiel would buy for themselves. Down to 100 gold, and then 38 silver, and 76 copper are what's in the party fund.
Except
What
we're
about the
buying it for him.
5,000?
We're buying it for
That's
him as a
technically
gift.
Sadzi's.
Yeah,
Oh, Sadzi's got that.
the 5,000 never reached Alondiel. It stayed with Sadzi. So
Santi's rich.
Sadzi is rich. She was the one
Maybe
presented
someday.
with it. So I know Mizeki talked about taking it and giving it to Alondiel, but it was presented to Sadzi. So
I mean, I'm not
Gotcha.
going to take it from Sadzi. That's a good way to get stabbed.
right.
All right, cool. So we have maps. I guess step one, give Zerdig a small emotional complex about the fact that we're now on a different continent. And step two is look at the city map and see if are there like markers and stuff on the city map, or is it just like an actual map that shows buildings and stuff?
So it's a map that shows buildings and stuff. There are several points on it that are marked clearly as stops for the taxi service.
Cool. Does anything look like it might be a travel place or like a mage thing?
A mage thing?
Yeah, we need to find somewhere with people who can teleport.
Yeah.
Because the sooner we find that, the sooner or find out that there aren't any people, the sooner we can determine what we're doing after our day trip.
Right. So on the map, nothing is marked like that. Based on what you know about mages, is they like their towers. So any of these large buildings that are huge could very well be mages.
Is this
I will-
map like a modern map, or is it like a mall map of steel? Here's the food court.
It is like a city map with the streets and things going on, and the only thing that's marked on the maps of the city is the taxi stations, essentially. Because you don't need to
Alright.
know where anything specific is. Everyone just uses the rideshare service.
So
did someone pay for the rideshare, by the way? Did we see any indication that happened, or is it just free?
It's free.
this place is amazing. It's like a utopia.
Communist.
All right, so I'm not usually the one who's advocating for splitting the party, but this seems like a very natural place to split the party because you've got some people, and I think Olandiel might even be with the group, but like Ore and Zerdig are totally like, let's just go look at the technology, right?
Yep.
And Olandiel would probably be into that too because he's seen firearms.
Yeah, well, and he wants to draw this amazing city.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's
I'd say
probably
let's
going to want to
split.
draw stuff.
Yeah, like
I
mage finding
wanna
group.
Can we ask the attendant? Are there reasonable inns nearby, or the name of one they can suggest, so that we have a place we can meet up?
Looking for a place to rest your head.
Or honestly, anywhere that might be a reasonable location that we could all get back to later.
There is
We are
several
less
such
than an hour in
places
town.
that you could go to. If you're looking for a place to rest your head, may I suggest the Laughing Pepper?
That sounds fantastic.
It is good. And if you are looking for a place to eat, you may check out the Lying Cheese.
Is that lying as in like laying down, or lying as in falsehoods?
You know, I never thought to ask.
Or the animal.
No, it
What's
is
a
not the
lion?
lion cheese. It
It's
is
the
the lying cheese.
All right.
Lion
Let's meet
cheese,
up
though.
at the cheese. Sounds good, everyone. We'll meet back at the cheese and coordinate getting a room afterwards.
Yes, let's do it. And you can probably actually hear me now because my microphone was very
Yep.
far away.
All right.
Cool. So I guess Sadzi, where are you going? Because Mizeki's goal is to find out if there are people that can teleport us, and find places where they sell sweets, and also just look for random magic stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll head with Mizeki.
All right. So who was looking for the magic shop?
Mizeki and Sadzi, it sounds like.
Okay.
Ito, where are you going?
Ito is going whichever way he thinks is most likely to find him one of these things, but in the form of a horse.
Okay.
You
So,
want a self-driving carriage in the form of a horse. So you're probably
Yes.
going with the technology gang. Okay.
Yes.
So just Sadzi and Mizeki, it sounds like.
okay. All right. So you wander around the city, or do you want to go to one of the taxi points and grab in a rideshare?
Definitely rideshare, even though I don't like them.
Okay. So the rideshare comes to pick you up. Where do you say that you want to go?
Mages Guild?
Okay. So it,
It just drives us away.
yeah, like the doors close as you all get in, and you say you want to go to the Mages Guild, and it begins taking off and traveling through the city.
I don't
As
like how these vehicles constantly kidnap us.
I mean, you do climb in them willingly. They
I
don't
know,
force
but
you in them.
it's like it's disconcerting.
So, all right. But you continue on going through the cities, and then as you reach the end of your destination, you come out, and there is a large tower there, one of the largest there, and it has a sign that says "Home of the Bright Force."
Fancy. All right. So we've got our objective. Find if teleportation is reasonable. And if we can use the fact that we want to be on council business as an excuse to not pay for it. And then the other thing is just magical stuff, because Sadzi has a bunch of money and we would like to spend it.
We would we?
Miseki
The,
does love spending money.
I do. And
He
it's
likes it even better when it's not his.
it's the best kind of money. Like pizza. The best sort of pizza is the pizza that's free.
Free pizza is the best pizza. Okay.
I
So
guess we'll approach whatever is the equivalent of a welcome desk if they have one.
so as you enter inside of this tower, where it has a massive central spiral staircase that goes up to the different floors, just continually going up. And at each level, there is like a spider web network of um, paths that lead off to the outer circle where all of the rooms and offices are actually in this tower, but from the bottom you can see all the way to the top as these crisscross all the way through.
Neat. Is it not clear where we should go, or is it just really fancy?
It is both fancy and not clear where you need to go.
Is there anyone visible?
There are several mages around walking about, So
I'm
going
just
up
gonna
and down
pick
the
one at
stairs.
random.
There are a few that are just floating up and down.
I'm gonna pick one of the ones that isn't floating, as they may seem slightly more industrious, at random, sort of, and just ask them, "Hello, we're looking if we can find information about teleportation services, and also if there is a place we can possibly purchase magical items. And then also we have a bit of lore we would like to uncover."
Okay. Magic items. You'll want to head out, take a taxi to the Worm and the Worm. That's WYRM and WORM. So that's where you'll find your magic items. As far as teleportation services, you'll have to find someone that would be willing to take you. Mages that can cast such a spell will start on the 50th floor. Head on up.
Is there a faster way than taking the stairs?
Yes, but it will cost
That
you.
doesn't involve us flying. Oh, okay. Well, we can take the stairs.
That doesn't involve flying? No.
All right then. I guess we're going upstairs, unless Sadzi wants to like walk up the wall.
I
and
mean, I could,
cause a
but you'd be
scene.
left.
I mean, I'm pretty fast.
I mean,
I
if you
will.
want to do that, go right ahead.
I will. Slow jog my way up the stairs.
Okay.
Can I ride on your back?
No,
You're too big.
neither physically nor morally are you allowed to do that.
Aw.
All right.
I guess we'll go up the steps.
Okay. So you begin making your way up the steps. Um, what you notice is the further that you get up, the ceiling doesn't seem to get any closer.
Is there any indication of what floor we're on?
As you look down, the floor has gotten much, much further away. And there are signs there, but it seems to go up almost indefinitely.
We are in some sort of weird liminal space. Cool. Mages are tricksy.
Yeah.
See, this would have been a perfect place if I was leveled up. I could have my imp carry me up steps.
Because you're lazy.
Yeah. Efficient, I believe, is the arcanely efficient is the words.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
Cool. So I guess once we get to that floor, we're gonna see if we can find someone that doesn't look immediately busy and ask them.
So around here, as you get further up, there are less and less people going about, and there are more and more like offices type deal where there are doors, and there don't seem to be many people going out and about.
I have no problems randomly knocking on a door.
Okay. Randomly knocking on a door.
I mean, if there isn't an obvious door that looks like I should go to it, I will pick a door at random.
Okay. Roll a d20 for me.
I got a 19. It was almost a 1 until it hit the corner.
Okay. All right. So you go and knock on this door, and it has the name on it, Archmage, uh, Petmanor Bold Blossom.
That sounds fun. Does the Archmage answer?
You knock on the door, and a moment later, it opens on its own. You see in this room what appears to be a forest.
Ooh, I like this. I will peek my head in a little bit, but not step into the room and say, "Pardon, could we ask you a few questions about teleportation services?"
Come in.
Cool. Boom! Immediately going inside. Not running. Just don't. It's not a good idea to barge into offices with wizards. I feel like just sort of a safety first thing.
All right. As you enter in and you kind of turn and look around, you see that you are in the forest, but you can see that there is just a door there. But you could go around the door and see both sides of it. It just seems to be a door in the middle of this forest. As you continue on wandering through, eventually you come to a place where you see an elf that is sitting on top of a uh, rock that is very large, has been carved out to act as a chair, just sitting there quietly meditating.
Pardon the interruption. We have recently teleported here from Haplerini, and we need to return to Drusus soon, and we were hoping to find someone who could teleport us back. We have the destination address.
Very well. I can send you back to Drusus. It will cost you 3,000 gold for the services of the spell.
How many people does that cover?
As many as you can get through the portal in the 6 seconds that it is open.
So, all of us easily. Do you accept reimbursed funds from the council?
You are familiar with the council here?
We are familiar with the Council of Haplerini and are on business for them at the moment.
Then why do you not have your handler send you back?
Unfortunately, our handler was not able to teleport here with us.
It is unusual for them to just send people here if they are on council business. It is very rare for council business to happen across the continents.
The business is not actually here. This is merely a stop on our trip. We had several things we needed to acquire in the area, things that only Steel's wonder can provide, advanced technologies and weapons and such.
Then why was it not requisitioned to be sent to you?
Timelines. It was deemed that it would be quicker for us to be transmitted here and then return as soon as possible.
I'm just gonna gently elbow Mizeki. Okay, maybe not so gently elbow Mizeki. And say, if that is not acceptable, we may be able to come up with the funds in another manner.
That is not acceptable here. We cannot accept your counselor as payments. If you are familiar with the counselors here, and they will cover for you, that can be done.
Understood. Good to know. We will handle that later. I did have another question, real quick, if you could please. Do you know anything about an archmage named Julia and the presence of their spellbook?
I am not aware of an archmage named Julia. Do you know where they are from?
I don't actually. I believe they were located in Haplerini. I'm going to, inside my head, ask Val- Valer Voldes? I never get his name right. I have it written down exactly for this reason. Valaris, in my head, if he knows where Julia was from.
I don't. I'm sorry.
Oh well. So we don't know. But we last learned of them in Harrington.
Interesting. I will do research and see what I can uncover. Use my contacts over in Haparini to get some information. See if they
That would
have
be
heard of her.
greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Is there a good way to contact you?
Yes. Come to the tower and knock on my door.
Fair enough. And then we have where we're going for the magical items. We have that, yes. I believe we don't have any other immediate pressing questions for you at this time, and thank you very much for this information. Your forest is very lovely.
Thank you. It reminds me of home.
And I guess with that we will we'll leave. So we can go to this was it the worm in the worm? Unless Sadzi, do you have anything else you want to do in the terrible Tower of Magery?
No, as long as we've got a way to go back, and we can go to a store for magical items, I'm good.
Okay.
How many floors? We're 50 floors up, right?
Mhm.
And I fall 60 feet around. So that's 500 divided by 60. That's 8 rounds. That's less than a minute. I would like to feather fall my way down the middle.
I was going to say, I mean, you also fall 500 feet around, so you could just
Well,
jump and then wait to use
not
your
with feather fall.
reaction.
That sounds like
right
a
before you
horrible idea.
hit the ground. So you know.
That sounds like a
Or
horrible idea.
or you could go up another 10 feet, and then since you fall 500 feet in a round, after the first round, just boom, feather fall.
That again sounds like a horrible idea. I'm in range to it lasts a minute. I can fall safely up to 600 feet. I'd rather just not rely on my reflexes.
I mean, you're kind of relying on your reflexes anyway once you start falling, but yeah.
Fair, but
So
I feel like rather than attempting to time it so that I don't, I'll just gently float down for a while.
Yep. All right.
Ori, my God, that picture.
Okay. Sadzi, how are you going down?
I think I will take
You can
the
come with
slightly
me.
less risky way of doing a spider climb down. As
Okay.
long as I've got a clearish path.
I mean, there's not really a clear path. So the way that it works is like there's the central spiral staircase that is about 15 feet wide that goes all the way around, and then at each floor there's an exit level that just has a few bridges essentially over to the outer area.
Okay.
And so essentially for you to go down, you'd have to walk across and then down and then walk across on the ceiling and then down and just zigzag
Or-
essentially in and out.
Or you could jump with me.
Can I jump and simultaneously cast Featherfall?
I can cast it on all of us at once. It's several people.
But if
You
you
can-
don't
you can
trust
have
him, you can cast it yourself too.
Yeah, if you don't believe me, you
Do
could
I
also
trust
cast it on
Mazeki?
yourself.
You can have a redundant cast ready, so if he doesn't catch you, you can. It's like your safety shoot.
Pull your safety shoot. Anti-magic. All right. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna hop over the edge and slowly fall down.
Okay.
I will jump and ready Featherfall in case his doesn't pick up in like 2 seconds.
Okay.
That
Alright.
would be a long time. Cool. Do we safely fall or do we die?
You safely fall.
You're in an anti-magic field. You die.
Yeah, because that would totally work
Splat.
for this building. So
A building falls down and
this building clearly magical in almost every way in an anti-magic field. Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is like the safest place to use Featherfall for this exact purpose. You got to take
Yeah,
advantage.
because presumably all the people on floor 50 and up are doing this same thing.
Or they just
I mean, I
teleport
don't.
directly to their rooms.
Yeah, I don't think that guy leaves his room very often. Safety third. All right, we'll go out and get a taxi, I guess.
To the worm and the worm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you make your way to the magic shop. What are you specifically looking for in the shop?
I have no idea. Sadzi, do you have anything you want?
If there's sending stones, I might want to look at them.
Okay. Yeah, you can find a pair of sending stones here.
Are there like some refurb models or something?
No.
Off-brand. Some
It was worth asking.
some sonding stones.
Sounding stones.
Okay, what are the prices like for these?
So a pair of sending stones runs you 500 gold.
Okay.
It's not
Um,
terrible.
in the 500 range, are there any that look particularly nice? Or are they all kind of the same?
I mean, they're all kind of the same. They're carved faces.
With that stupid expression.
Can't she choose her colors at least?
Sure. You can choose your face style too, but I mean, it's just a magic item. 500.
Okay, I would like a pair.
Okay. You pick up a pair of sending stones. 500 gold.
I didn't have anything else in particular I needed. We have the information now. I feel like we can ask the shopkeeper, like, is there anything fun that isn't money-wise to do here, or that is inexpensive to do? Something that you would recommend for visitors who may not have much time. Like, much time being like more than a day or so. Is there a museum?
There's a lot in steel. Most visitors that come here because they like making things. Do you like making things?
Not the things that many people here probably would typically consider.
Well, then there's probably not anything fun for you here.
What
I
about
can.
something like candy?
Oh, yes, candy would be good.
We have food. You can find all kinds of food.
Do you have sweets or confections?
Who doesn't have sweets or confections?
You see, he has this favorite candy that's made out of sugar. It's called gem candy. And I was wondering if maybe there's some way to make it easily.
I mean, that's an old dwarven recipe. You can go find them in the Forge Mountains or the Dragging Teeth. But if you've only got like a day, you won't make it there. So,
Is there a local culturally known candy or confection?
we have all kinds of forge cakes. There's a forge baker by the
What's a
name of
forge
Baker,
cake?
actually.
That is hilarious.
Well, they tend to get named what they do here because there's a lot of them. So,
There are probably a lot of smiths.
yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So what's in a forge cake?
Depends on what the forge felt like putting in it that day.
Where is Baker? Let's go visit Baker.
Just grab a ride share. Tell him you want to go Visit the baker. They'll take you.
Sounds good. Your method of transportation is terrifying and disconcerting.
Okay.
Have a wonderful day. I don't like autonomous taxis. They're confusing.
Why are they confusing?
Because I don't know where anything actually is.
You also don't need to know.
I know, but like that's upsetting to me. Knowing where I am located is important.
You can follow along on your map.
Fair. So I guess we will tell the thing to take us to Baker, and then we pass off to the other group while we figure out what we're doing.
Okay.
Do they have like street signs and stuff?
Yeah.
Like lights?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like there's plenty
That's
of street signs and everything here. It's just on your map. Like it doesn't have your shops listed.
Yeah, it's
And so
stuff isn't
Yeah.
listed.
it lists the stations for where the rideshare picks up. But it doesn't list all the things that are in the city because it just wouldn't fit. So
We should see if we can get Ore put into a museum.
No, Ore should extort money from all the other ones. I am an ancient forged. Pay me tribute.
okay. Well, and on that note, that will take us to Ore and Zerdig and Ito and Alandio. So,
All right. We would like to find an artificery, sir.
an artificery, yes.
Whatever you want to call it, an artificer's shop.
Okay. So you want to specifically find an artificer shop, not the magic shop.
Yeah, not a magic shop. If there's like a guild of innovation or an artificer's guild or that shop that everyone else in the party but not Zerdig saw, I guess, or Ito didn't see it either. Just anything like that. Zerdig wants to know what their technology is, level is, how does he and Malco's stuff, stack up to theirs, and if he can learn more things here.
Okay. Yeah. So you can definitely get around there. So as you ask your rideshare to take you, you are led to Alvin Glitterbelt's infamous expanse.
Then you
Hey,
gotta spell
Nomi
that later.
Stark. That's the guy from the festival in Drusus, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Hey, perfect. Hey, what was the name again? Alvin Glitterbelts. I missed a word and then expanse.
Infamous expanse.
Do we still have the bottle?
You'll have
Yeah,
to be
we
more
should.
specific.
The free
got-
the free
we
health
got
potions.
we got health potions labeled with his thing.
No, you did not.
Oh, I thought we did.
You already visited that shop, and you were like, "Oh yeah, we should get these identified," and then you talked to him, and then never actually committed to getting them identified. That was the alliteration. Arathorn's alchemy, archery,
right,
and
right.
armory. In oh my gosh, let me look at my map because I'm forgetting the city name right now.
That was in
Orthrus.
We really messed that one up. So that was one of our rare failures.
Rare.
Yes, rare.
Rare failure.
Yeah, so that was in Orthrus. That was the Aarakocra shop. So
Yeah, that was one of the other day trips. That was actually just a day.
that one was like 4 hours.
Yeah. And we still managed to cause trouble.
Did you cause trouble there?
No, we just showed up quickly and left because we're terrified to find out what happens to the people on the streets in the middle of the night.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that not the place where you guys had to fight and got teleported outside the city, or was that?
No, that was Mint.
That was Mint. Yeah, because
Okay.
it was elves that teleported us out. Your mic went really tinny too, by the way, Mizeki. I don't know what's up.
I'm temporarily on my phone.
Aha.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so we go to Nomi Stark's place.
Alvin
And we are
Glitterbelt's
amazed.
infamous expanse. Yeah.
And of course, while we're driving, Ore's like, "Is being called old an insult?"
Yeah. Zerdik says.
Usually, though, it seemed more a sign of respect in this case. It may be those ones looked a bit newer than you, perhaps a bit smoother, so perhaps they have a level of respect for one who has perhaps survived longer.
I've not spent much time around other forged. Hmm.
Well, while you're here, you could ask.
Good point.
All right. So the outside of this shop is a fairly small building comparatively, standing only at about 100 feet. As you enter in, the back side of the um, room looks a lot further away than it should from your view of it on the outside.
Well, that's odd.
And do they have like shelves and stands for all of their goods and wares?
This is not a shop.
Oh, are
It's
there
like guild
any?
headquarters. It's like the headquarters of their enterprise.
Yeah. You said you wanted to go visit the artificer, and you didn't want to
Yes.
go to a shop. You are not
Perfect.
in the shop. You are at his infamous expanse, which is essentially where he makes everything and trains
Let's go to
people.
the. Is
So,
there like a receptionist type person? Can we
um,
talk to them and tell them we're here for Alvin Glitterbelt?
yeah. So, Ore, you recognize the forged behind the counter. This is 3.
This is okay. I was gonna say, is it 3 or 5?
This is 3. Greetings.
Hello. You may not remember me. We met briefly in Drusus some months ago. I was wondering if we could have a meeting with Alvin.
Alvin is not currently in right now.
Understood. Is there someone we can speak to, possibly about servicing Forged?
What kind of service do you need?
I'm feeling a little drained. I had an experience. I don't know if this is something that can be removed.
I would recommend visiting the clerics at the local temples.
What my
Understood.
friend meant to say was, and Zerdig will step up and offer his hand. As is custom, he's heard up above the ground. We would like to learn more about technology. We are artillerists. We are artificers ourselves, and I'm here to learn all there is from the great Mr. Glitter Belt.
Perfect. Just one moment. And he turns around and pulls out some brochures and turns around and hands them to you. Ew. And we go, Mr. Glitterbelt offers several classes in artificery. If you would like to
Yes.
attend, it is 2,000 gold for the beginner's class. By the end, you will
Shoot.
be an excellent artificer, one of the best in the world. After passing that class, you may then pay another 5,000 for the master's class, and by then your skill will rival Mr. Glitterbelt's.
What if I'm already one of the best artificers in the world? Can I take a test to pass out of the basic course?
Yes, you may.
Now?
No. When Mr. Glitterbelt comes back, he is the one who determines the success of the test, or
Ah,
not.
perfect. When will he be back? I would love to take this test.
He is currently working on a special project to take to the King's End Festival in Haplorini and Drusus in a few months. He is going to be out working on that for the next 5 days.
Even better, we're also going to the King's End Festival in Haplorini. What a coincidence! All right, could you put my name down? It's Zirdig with a Z, and then he'll spell the rest of his name.
All right. So 3 turns around, pulls out a sign-up sheet, and goes, "We require a 200 gold deposit to sign up for the class."
Oh, but I'm signing up to opt out of the first class. You know what? I'll just come back in 5 days and talk to Mr. Glitterbelt. How's that?
That should work.
Perfect. And my friend here, Ore, he is a wizened and aged model. You may have seen.
I have spoken to him before.
Oh, fantastic. He needs some servicing, as he has said. You referenced clerical, but is there a guide, anything that you've got here on forged models, how to service them? I am a masterful artificer, but I have very little experience with automatons.
As you know, forged are not automatons. We are living creatures.
Oh yes, yeah. Excuse me. My defender here is an automaton, and he points to Z2. Yeah, yes, of course. I could just use some help with his. He's pretty old, and I've never worked on a model this old before.
Ore just throws you a quick glance, eyes narrow.
Not many have worked on a forged of his age. But anything that needs to be done can typically be accomplished by a cleric the same way that they would fix you.
All right. Well, thank you, 3. It's been a riveting conversation.
Is there a church to the Star Mother in town?
There is not.
Where is a decent temple to receive cleric services around here?
Uh, Depending on who you are looking for, I would recommend that you visit the temple of either Pedro, the Arcane, or Arenwile, the goddess of life and death. Perhaps you may even be interested in visiting Usk, the Formless, or Karitsu, god of order. They are very popular here.
Thank you for your help again.
Yeah, we do have to mention that as soon as Arnwell's mentioned, Elondiel probably chimes in.
Yeah, Alandiel will want to go there.
Definitely.
Say the 4 temples again, just one more time.
Right, so there is Arenwell, so goddess of life and death. There is Pedro, the Arcane. There is Usk, the Formless. And then Karitsu, god of order. Those are the 4 largest ones here. There are other smaller ones around, but those are the 4 that they named off. So you'll also find a temple to Mimicry here, god of theater. Ura, the many hours. Hestra, the goddess of music and arts. And those are all greater divines that you will find temples to here. You'll also find here Of lesser divines, Omdis, god of commerce, and Zalen, god of shadows.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm sure with Alondiel being excited at the idea of Arnwell, follow Alondiel to that temple.
Okay.
Before we leave, Zerdig is going to ask where he can get a bundle of parts for tinkering because they're new in town, and and a workbench. He wants parts and a workbench to do some work.
We rent rooms for you to be able to work. It is 1 gold a day.
Does that include parts? That's a fantastic deal.
No, that is just the room for you to work. We understand that not everybody has a place where they can do the work. You'll have to supply your parts, but the tools are included for you to use if you do not have your own.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. I have my tools. I just need the bench, so that is awesome. 1 gold is great, and
Per day.
I'll come back if I need it. Thank you again, 3.
All right.
And then we roll out using the autonomous
Ito,
cars.
Ito is going to ask before we go. Now, I have noticed these self-driving carriages around here. What are those called, by the way?
We call them carriages.
Okay. Do you have... This may sound odd. Do you have smaller ones? About the size of a horse?
No. We have larger ones that fit more people.
Okay. Ito is mildly disappointed, but turns away. Then he turns back. Now, by chance, you have forged that look like people. Do you have something similar in the shape of a horse? I suspect that falls under the same no.
We can make you an automaton that looks like a horse.
Are the self-driving carriages, they're wheeled, right?
They are wheeled, yes.
So Zerdig will pipe in here and say, I think what my associate is asking is it possible to make those carriages, but for a single occupant? Like maybe with 2 or 3 wheels?
That would be highly inefficient.
But is it possible? I'm taking it is.
I mean, most things are possible, but the creator would not do such a thing for a normal price.
I am somewhat terrified to ask the full price you would estimate that.
Well, our normal ones are 20,000 gold, which we sell to the city. And a one for a single occupant, which seems rather worthless, and would require a custom design. We would probably sell it for 30,000.
Yes. Thank you for the
You
information.
have to sell. You have to sell the motorcycle. They're thinking like tram.
Like the benefits. Yeah, the benefits of it.
Yes.
Explain why it's cool.
Now, what is the pricing on the automaton horses?
Let's see. Materials, time. We could make you a horse for 5,000.
Ooh. Zerdig is interested. Are the means to create these horses and other vehicles, are they covered in the advanced course by Mr. Glitterbelt?
Indeed. It is one of the last lessons to create these vehicles.
And let's say we don't have the cash flow currently to afford the advanced course. Are there means that one could repay the money back in the future. Asking for a friend. Ore here. No money.
We do not accept debt. We suggest that you go and you work and save to be able to afford the class.
All right, I am going to need that workbench for a friend, of course. We will be back. Have no fear. I shall invent great things and sell them in this city and to Mr. Glitterbelt.
If you can make something that he has not seen, we will be very impressed.
Perfect. Well, I will see you again in a few days or a few hours. Zirdig has a very like salesy tone, and for the rest of the party, he's kind of like emulating Melko, and Melko talked a lot like a 1920s like announcer. So his kind of like whole method of speaking has changed since he's in his element of business and artificery.
Ito mutters something about he likely hasn't seen a forged with a beard.
It's true, or he didn't have a beard when he was introduced.
Correct.
Also, you could do a mirror and show him yourself.
Oh, yeah. Ore, do you have that expression headband that we made for you? Would you
I
mind
do.
showing it to our friend 3?
Sure. And I pull it out of my bag and I reattach it to my face.
And then Zirdig sells it. Behold, the great forged emotion mask.
It's like a static non-emotion emotion.
3 goes, that is cool. And you see that his face lights up in different emotions to show that he is smiling. And so instead of it just being a static thing, it's a very active, light changing thing to reflect as his emotions change.
When Ore sees that, the expression on the face also kind of like smiles and brightens up a little bit.
Ah, lights are fantastic, but wouldn't you like to also have a face that is that can emote with emotions?
The face is emoting.
I think you said light and you meant as in small movements.
Yeah. So it is a series of
He is
lights that
making
is
detailed
changed.
expressions.
Yes.
Okay.
That is a series of lights in his face that are changing.
Oh, okay.
So
So
he's got
he
like
has
he's got like a painted
actual
on
light.
face. Yeah, and it's like smiley face, frowny face, like the like LED lights on his face type thing.
Yes.
Got it.
Man, that's way cooler than Ore. But Ore has a beard.
And Ore's mask is like three-dimensional. That changes its
Yeah.
expression with his expression. So
There's no way they can be a little bit impressed. It's an actual face, and they just have lights. Anyway, Zirdig will walk away in a huff. I'll be back and make something else for you. No one appreciates my genius. He doesn't say that, but
I liked the face you gave me.
so I'm thinking we need to get with the rest of the party and talk. But Zirdig is super interested in this course, and depending on how we do the downtime rules, in 5 days he could probably pound out a lot of really valuable items. I mean, he needs the money to get the materials, but he happens to have some right now. So
Yeah. So you can make 25 gold pieces a day towards an item.
oh, is it a day? I thought it was an hour.
No, it's a day.
Okay, well, never mind then. He can only make like
So in
500
5
gold max.
days, yeah, you could make what is that 125 gold worth of item?
Yeah, of cost components, and you sell it for probably double, so that's like 250 gold. Yeah, it's gonna take too long. Cool. Does anyone want to do anything else at Glitterbelt's place before we go to the temple with Elandio?
I don't think Alondiel will want to do anything here. He'll want to get to the temple. So
Okay. After the temple, Zirdig wants to go find parts or an actual musket, but that's for later.
okay. All right. So the three of you leave and you make your way via the taxi service to the Temple of Aranwell, where you get out and enter into the temple. You are greeted by a priest, elven, blonde hair, about shoulder length, very fine features. And she goes, "Welcome. It is nice to meet you. What can we do for you today?"
I have had an experience that has left me feeling drained. I was told you may be able to assist.
Let us see what we can do. Can you tell us what happened?
We were in the town of Harrington. A mist came into town that felt like it was sapping me of my life.
So you feel exhausted?
Drained is a more accurate interpretation.
Uh, we could definitely attempt some things here. We have healers. A greater restoration sounds like it may be useful to you. The casting cost of that is 1,500 gold.
Oh, that is more than the funds that I have available. Is there a service I could provide that would warrant the cost?
Uh, for 1,500 gold, if you wanted to work here for the next 2 years, sure.
Ah, I will have to think on it or consider it. Thank you, though. I appreciate your help.
All right. I imagine Alondiel would chime in here trying to get this cost down. So let me have him make a persuasion roll. What's he
I
got?
would posit he should get some sort of bonus because he's a priest of this temple.
Right. He gets a 20. Um, and she goes, "We can knock it down to 750 gold for you and your friends."
We don't have that much cash on us right now, but give us a little bit. We might come back later.
Okay.
Thank you again.
All right. Is there anything else that you guys wish to do at the temple?
At the temple specifically, for Ore, no, he was just trying to get this, I'm guessing, curse off of him. But leaving, probably doing the same thing Mazeki did and ask if there was something interesting in town for someone who's never been here before.
So the priestess goes, "Well, what are you looking for specifically? There is a lot interesting to all different sorts of people."
My friend here is very interested in the arcane creations, if there is something that would be interesting for him. I too am interested also in the arcane constructs of the town. Maybe somewhere that would have a history of the forged in this world.
So the place that you'll want to start then is you'll want to start at Glitterbelt's infamous expanse. He's the most knowledgeable in those aspects in town. The best artificer in the world.
I have a question after this.
Go for it.
So last episode, Alondale said that he would prepare remove curse after the next long rest, which would have been last night.
Mm-hmm.
So can he not just cast it on Ore?
He can cast Remove Curse. Remove Curse does not do anything.
Ooh.
Major bummer.
Probably not high enough level if it can even affect it.
Here's another question. Since spells are seemingly so expensive in this town, could we not have our spellcasting friends offer to cast some spells for like even half price? Because that's a ton of money for us. If they're charging 1,500 gold for a third level spell
5th
and
level.
5,000 gold. Remove Curse is a third level spell.
Their Greater Restoration is what they're offering to cast, which is a
Yeah.
5th level spell.
Oh, got it.
And
So
Teleport
300 per.
for 3,000 is a 7th level spell.
How much can we get for some third level spells?
So you guys can cast 3rd level spells. So
Yeah,
What
the
can-
goal is to can we get any money?
What
'Cause
can I
we're
do
poor.
to put you in a third level spell today?
Yeah, we cast the spell.
So you want to go selling your services.
Yes.
I mean,
And
what
by
we
the-
want is to have money, but
Exactly.
I just gave you guys 5,000 gold last session.
and it's going to take 3,000 to come back from our what's supposed to be potentially a one-day trip, and we're going to stay for like 5 days so we can meet Tony Stark.
Yeah.
You didn't need to come here.
5,000 gold. But it was so fun and such a good idea.
We explained that it wasn't necessary, but we were going to do it anyway.
Ooh, hey, we have 5 days here. Let's start asking
Yeah.
people about side quests.
Yeah,
Anything
sure.
around town that we can help out with? Any like gang of thugs you need someone to go rough up?
What random bystanders have a little diamond over their head to let us know they want us to come get a quest from them?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a perception check, and we'll see if you can find any diamonds.
Zirdig will help out if you allow it, so he can have advantage.
Okay.
I rolled an 18, but I'll roll again with advantage.
All right. So when you say you're looking for diamonds, Alondiel pulls them out of the bag and be like, "Diamonds? I've got them."
18 total.
So Alondiel has diamonds.
No, that wasn't literal. He's looking for people to give us quests.
Yeah, I know.
You should
But he
ask
said he was
those
looking for
people.
diamonds.
Yeah, you should ask the people at the temple if they know of a good place we could help out for money.
Should have looked for question marks.
Question marks. I was crossing my games.
Do we know how much the inn is going to charge per night and how many rooms we're going to need?
Probably 8,000 gold.
1,200 gold a night per person.
No, but we do know that we can get a workbench at Nomi Stark's place for 1 gold. So worst comes to worst, we can all just get one of those rooms.
So, all right. So you want to go looking around the city for objectives that you can accomplish to earn some money. You find that there are plenty of job postings around. Most people are looking for forged to do the work because they're generally hard workers and they're in an abundant supply here. But there are people that are looking for additional cooks and various things here. But as far as adventuring, there's not much in the city of Steel.
Do those jobs actually pay like good money, or is like Mechanical Turk like 10 cents an hour?
I mean, it's like 5 silver a week type money.
Just gotta do that for 20 years, Ori.
Yep.
Yeah, Steel's not the adventuring city.
Well, time to turn to thievery. No, I'm just kidding.
Then we should find Mazeki.
If there's any chance of
Whoa!
Ito finding like gladiator activities
Mhm.
of some kind, he would like to look into those.
Okay. As in participating or just watching?
I think he needs to participate in to make money.
I mean
think he just wants to fight someone again legally.
that's why I asked that
Yes.
clarifying question. So
Yes, he is looking to basically become a gladiator here, at least for a little while,
okay.
since we're looking for money all of a sudden.
So they only allow forged to compete in the gladiators here. There are forged that are specifically built for fighting and entertainment. They don't let others do it because they don't like cleaning up the blood.
Understandable.
What we wrap Ito in
Disappointing,
a very
but
tight
understandable.
outfit.
So
Who would
that
like to
all
go
of
up
his
against
blood stays
Slaughterbot
inside.
5000?
I mean, you obviously.
battle bots. But I mean, if Ore
Right.
wants to participate, Ore could sign up.
Try spinning Ori. It's a good trick. I want Ori to sign up. I think this would be great.
Ito definitely encourages Ore.
No.
What are the requirements of this battle bot on the pegboard?
So it is open to any of the forged. Weapons and armor are provided. You may not use any of your own. It is fight until they are unconscious, and it is a tournament structure over the course of a month that it takes place, with the grand prize being 10,000 gold.
Is spellcasting allowed?
No, it is not.
I don't believe I am qualified for this combat.
All right, well, let's go to the shop and look for some firearms then.
You don't want to fight as a beast?
Well, that would, I guess that's not necessarily spellcasting.
Can he do a starry form and use his free guiding bolts there too? Because that's not technically.
It is
Well, I guess.
technically spellcasting.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess it is. It's a feature that makes you cast a spell, you're right?
Yep. But yeah, there are bots that are designed for fighting that take place.
Sure,
So
sure.
Zero Dig will suggest we move on then after Ori saying, I don't think I'm qualified.
I mean,
Where is a
What's the
Minotaur
cost of
supposed
it?
to...
What's the cost of attending one of the fights?
so attendance to a fight is a gold per seat in the high levels, up to 500 gold per seat. That puts you basically right at the level just above where the actual pit is that they fight in. So front row 500 gold, nosebleeds 1 gold, and then prices in between depending on how far you want to sit away.
Gotcha.
You could also just go place bets.
Does it say
Oh,
where to
wait,
place bets?
We can place bets? Ooh. That's a good way to get more money or lose all our money immediately.
Yep.
Anyone up for gambling 1,000 gold?
Do you have 1,000 gold to gamble?
Yeah, that requires having 1,000 gold.
You'd
Thinking
have
more
to
like
talk to
50.
Sadzi.
Sadzi, we need your money. Why? So we can gamble it.
No.
Well, we don't even know if Salzi has the money.
Ito does.
Yeah, we do.
Ito does, but the rest of us don't. We weren't there. Well,
Ito and
Mizeki know.
Mizeki.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mizeki knows.
And-
Mizeki doesn't approve of gambling.
Actually,
The-
where would you go gamble? Where would you go watch this to gamble for it?
So there is a booth just outside the arena where you would purchase your tickets for watching. You can also just place bets. So generally, it's expected that you'll also purchase a seat, but it's understood that not everybody wants to watch the brutality. They just want to bet on it.
Ore is actually interested in watching the battle. So where is this battle? Like from where we are in the city, where is this battle bot arena?
Miseki has the map, so you have no clue. But you could hop in a taxi service and ask to go to it.
Cool.
Also, to be fair, I would just be guessing based on vaguely arena-shaped buildings.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the question is, are you guys going to do that before you go meet up with Miseki and Sadzi?
What time did
Nah.
we say we were going to meet up?
You didn't. You
So
just said we'll meet. And
I would
then
like to go to the shop, and I do think that we need to, like an artificer shop, to get some part. But I do think that we need to meet up with the others first, because our plans are now varying from 5 days to 1 month here, which is way beyond the scope of what we agreed to. So I think we finish up our shopping and all that, and then maybe figure out what time the battle bot thing is. But I think we need to meet up with everybody and come to a consensus.
right. Well, I don't think the 1 month is there because Ore's not entering in. So, and I guess it depends on what you want to place your bets on for how long. But if you're just
You
placing
can't
them
just
on,
bet. You can't just like bet on a fight for the day type
no,
of thing.
no, you can.
Okay.
Right, but you could bet on the whole thing if you wanted to. In which case, yeah, you'd want to stick around for the month. But
No, I'd probably want to bet just like a single fight to
okay,
kind of see like what the fights look like first, and then before I place bets.
right. Okay.
So yeah, I guess we would just head back to meet up with the rest of the team.
Zerdik wants to go by again.
Okay.
Right, we need to go by the ammo shop first.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you looking for the magic shop, or are you just looking for a place that you can buy a gun?
He's just looking for a musket, either like a musket schematic. He probably has one from Melko's time,
Mm-hmm.
like when he was apprenticing with the Melko. So he's probably just looking for parts because he really wants to build it himself instead of buying one like off the shelf.
Okay.
So he just wants to get parts to build a gun, and then he'll build it over time as we travel and stuff.
Right. Yeah. So you can definitely find that at just the general shop, which here is called the Fair Winged Unicorn.
Funny, he says. All right. So a musket depends how you want to handle this. A musket costs like 300 gold in the player's handbook, or I guess it's not player's handbook, in the
Yeah.
Critical Role Gunslinger stuff. So I think I need to pay half of that to get the parts to eventually build it.
So building it is 25 gold worth of stuff a day. So it would take you, what is that?
But the
12
mats
days to
create it.
make. Yeah, it costs you half.
Yeah. Cool.
But the time it takes is as if it was the full price.
Cool. So Zerdig will find all of the parts and all the bits that he wants and the custom colors and metal types and whatever. And then he'll try his hand at some persuasion with the shopkeep to see if he can get it below 150.
Okay.
Ori will help him.
Don't worry, he's absolutely terrible at this. So
All right.
So Ori.
he got a 4 with advantage.
Okay. So the gnome behind the counter, as you're asking for the discount, just looks at you and is like, "Are you serious? This is a great deal already."
All right, fine. And he puts 150 gold on the counter.
Have fun making whatever you're gonna make.
Why, thank you, sir.
Disappointment.
And we'll see you again another day.
All right, I have removed the gold, and now I have parts, and we can go build. And let's
Oh yeah,
meet up
you
with everybody
actually
else.
have money because we paid you a bunch.
Yes.
Didn't you pay him exactly 150?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
I don't remember. You guys set that price, not me. So
Ore is proficient with Tinkerer's tools, and I have a set of Tinkerer's tools. So if you want Ore's help to construct the gun, I don't know if that'll give you advantage,
That would be awesome.
but I would
Because he
certainly
also
help.
has Tinker's tools. Yeah.
to make a weapon, you need smith's tools.
He also has Smith's tools.
So
Proficiency, that is.
so
Can Ore still help, or
so with your tinkerer's tools, like you can help repair them, but to actually
construct one? I don't have
construct
the
one,
right
you need the
proficiency.
smith's tools.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think Ori's asking if I have the Smith's tools because I can actually make any tools. Can he help to make the gun?
Yeah, but if you're not proficient with it, you're not going to be great. So like he can't give you assistance to give you advantage. So he would have
Oh
to.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Ori has
That's
to
what
be
I was wondering.
proficient
Yeah.
in Smith's tools. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he'd have to work on his own parts for it, and they may not be up to your quality. But yeah, like you don't have to be proficient with them to use them. You just aren't very good if you don't get lucky.
It's all good.
So
Sir Dick will do this. He's always envisioned doing it himself and making his own custom weapon, so he'll do that just like his sword and his current pistol.
okay.
Yeah, then I think we go meet up with everybody else.
Okay. So where did you guys decide that you were meeting up?
I thought it was the lying cheese.
Yeah, the cheese.
The Lion Cheese, so
Which-
the restaurant.
Which is unclear if it is a falsifying cheese or it's laying down.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to discover that information so that we have at least one success.
Okay. So, when you arrive there, it's not written anywhere, so you're not sure on the spelling. Everyone just refers to it as the lying cheese. And so, Sadzi and Mazeki, you guys would be the first to arrive. You.
Did we go to the baker's?
Oh, right. You guys went to the baker. I got distracted on
We just
that.
all I want from the baker is I need to know what's in the cake
Mm-hmm.
and if it's something I want to purchase because I have like 20 gold.
Okay.
And then that's really and like if and ask the baker if there's other like things that are local foods
Okay.
because I want to give some to Ori and also eat them myself.
Right. So at your bake shop, so the baker, the forged named baker, as you come in, he is working on this massive tower cake that looks very much like the tower that you guys just came from with the Bright Force.
Noticing a trend. Cool. So I guess we'll go in and we want to find someone who looks like they can help us.
Right. You see the baker working on his cake.
Okay, he's working on it. Like I don't want to. Is there no one else around? Is it just him?
It is just him.
Okay, then I will say hello.
One moment. And you see he's just kind of working on the cake. And then after a moment, he turns and stops and goes, yes, what can I get for you?
Hi there. We are visitors to this new land. We are from Haplerini. I am looking to find and enjoy delicious treats that are unique to Steel or the continent at large. And we were told you were the person to visit.
All of my cakes are unique to steel because I make them in steel. And I am pretty good at making any kind of cake that you could wish. Right now, I have several cakes. Today, I have face cake, and he points out in his bakery case there are several different races, and it's just the faces, male, female, of various different races throughout the D&D world. So there's humans, tieflings, elves, dwarfs, halflings, everything that you can kind of choose from with all sorts of different facial expressions. We have various flavors today. We have vanilla and we have lemon. We have a pineapple cake. We have an apple cake. We've got a lime cake. We've got chocolate. We've got raspberry. What are you looking for taste wise?
I don't have a very strong preference. I tend to like most fruits. I do like things that are sweet but not oversweet.
Okay. And do you want one of you?
Ooh. How much would that run?
Sorry, I should clarify. When I mean one of you, I mean a centaur.
Oh.
Not I could
Mm.
make one of you, but that'll take some
That does.
time. And 5 gold. I could have that ready for you in 3 days.
I will get back to you on that probably tomorrow.
I'd also need to know what flavors you want.
Yeah, of course. For now, could I please... There are forged ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like one pineapple forged one,
Okay.
and then a Minotaur vanilla,
Okay.
and a elf chocolate.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
Preferably in happy expressions, I think.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough to do. In total, that will cost you 6 silver for those cakes, and
Okay.
they're just slightly larger than like a cupcake in size. So.
Perfect. I will pay my 6 silver. I guess at this point, I'm just very appreciative, and I'll let him know. We'll come back and let him know on the face of me cake,
Okay.
and then we can head towards the cheese that may or may not be falsifying information.
All right. And as you say that, he turns back to work on his tower, and begins starting to carve the intricate detail of the outside of the tower.
This city is very strange. So now we arrive, I guess, at the cheese of falsification.
Yeah,
Possibly.
you'll still make it much faster than them. They went a lot more places
Yeah,
and
they went on a
wasted
bunch
a
of
lot
stuff.
more time. So, whereas you were like, we need this and go. We need this and go.
We had an objective, and our objective didn't include getting a loan. So
Yeah. Okay. So you make it to the lion cheese. Like I said, it's not written anywhere. Everyone just refers the place to the lion cheese. This is where it drops you off. As you enter inside, it is very busy. The waiters are going around. There aren't any empty tables right now. You can see the bartender is busy. The bar is full. After a moment, a young goblin comes up to you and he goes, "What can we do for you? You got a reservation, or you looking for just our next available table?"
we will have a party of 6. Is it reasonable there'll be a table available in the next hour or so?
He looks around. Looks like they're about to finish their meal. We could get that table ready for you once they're done. Should be 30 minutes, maybe.
Excellent. And also, is the name referring to a cheese that does falsehoods or one that is on its side?
Huh?
The name, it's the lying cheese. Is the cheese lying, or is it like laying down?
How does a cheese lay down? I don't understand.
I don't know. I didn't name the place. I mean, you can place a piece of cheese. It could be said to be lying.
Okay. That sounds good to me.
So there's no, you don't know why the place is named that.
I didn't name the place.
Can you ask someone who might know?
I guess.
that would be greatly appreciated.
You're strange folk.
Yes.
All right, Jake will go find out.
That's no idea.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
And he scurries off.
I will pay him a piece of gem candy when he gets back.
I think he'd appreciate actual cash more.
That's great and all, but I have 20 gold and we need 3,000.
All right. So after about 10 minutes, the goblin comes back and he goes, Jake found out it's lying to you, like, hey, you're cool.
Nice. Do you like gem candy?
What's gem candy?
It's sugar product.
Yeah.
Dwarves make it.
No.
Okay. Have a great day. We will wait for that table.
All right, Jake will get you when you're ready.
Thank you.
And then he
This-
disappears off
This
into the
person
crowd.
is suspicious. Who doesn't like sugar?
Goblins.
Evil people.
Diabetics.
That's not true at all. All of the diabetics I know love sugar.
Yep.
Which is
oh, yeah.
why they're diabetic.
No, usually not, actually.
So,
Not always.
yeah, not always. Depends on the type, but yeah.
I do apologize to all the diabetics in the audience. We were just making a bad joke.
Boo.
Boo. So, all right. Okay. So about the time that your table is ready, the rest of your party arrives at the Lying Cheese. As they come in, walks up to you and goes, "Your table is ready. Are your friends here yet?"
They are. And I will point at them. I'm going to message them if they're slightly far away and let them know. I don't know how great of a distance is between us at the moment.
Well within the 120-foot range.
Who do you message?
I meant more like if I can just talk to them, I'll do that. But if I need to, I'll
Oh,
send them a
yeah, no.
message.
You can talk to them. It's like 15 feet.
Cool. So, hey, we got a table. They're busy. Come on, let's go.
All right.
And I will clip clop my way over.
Okay, you make your way to the table, and Jake leads you and then goes, "The waiter will be with you in a minute. In the meantime, what drinks will you be having tonight?"
You have a special.
Ale.
That's very sad. I will start with a water and an ale, if that's okay.
Why wouldn't that be okay?
I don't know. You didn't know about the cheese.
It's not my restaurant. Why would I care about the name?
Why would
He just
the
works
ale not
there.
be okay? You don't like sugar. What is wrong with these people? I don't say that part aloud. I will tell everyone else at the table that it is called lying as it is a falsehood cheese. Anyone else want to order drinks?
Okay. Yes, please. What is the specialty here? Is there a drink from Steel they're famous for?
We've got ale.
That'll do.
I'm fine, thank you.
Is Zerdig allowed to drink? I know
Up
he's
here
like
he is. He's
legally
super old
allowed
up here.
to drink. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
in
like
Elven lands, both Elondil and Zerdig are like barely
babies.
adults.
Be like,
But up
we need
here
to
we're
see your
old.
ID.
We're like 100. This is why in a fantasy setting having a strict age limit on things doesn't exactly work.
Yeah.
'Cause
This
you've
is like
got the-
when you go to Europe from America and they're like, oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely doesn't work because Aarakocra are mature at like age 6. So
Exactly.
and dead
And
at like
orcs at,
age 12. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Burn bright.
Anyway, so Zerdig orders a drink, and then we'll relay to the rest of the party how Nomi Stark's going to be back in 5 days, and he kind of wants to take this course, but also is too poor, but would really like to meet the man. And if we can get teleported back, then 5 days isn't that bad, right? Right.
We'll point out the problem with the getting teleported back is it will cost 3,000 gold.
Hmm.
And I'm
We
not
need a.
the best at mathematics, but
None of us even have 3,000 gold, Zerdik says.
I believe Zadzi does.
Everyone looks at Sadzi.
Oh, are you talking about the money from the hunt where I put myself as the guarantee for the bet?
I
That
believe
5,000?
I believe that you are 100% worth teleporting us back home.
I might, but I'm certainly not fronting fees for a class for only one of us.
No. That's. I just want to meet this man.
We have to send Zerdu to community college.
It depends on how much it's going to cost us, one, to eat, and two, to keep a roof over our heads.
Yeah, 1,000 gold a night. Zerdik's fine if we have to miss the Nome Stark guy. I mean, he would be disappointed, but he gets that we have important business. So if we do want to just eat, rest, and then teleport in the morning, that's not going to be like a problem.
You could also just eat and then teleport. You don't necessarily have to rest either.
True.
And
should we do
technically, you
that?
don't even have to eat.
Yeah,
You do
but
have
we
to pay
do.
for your ales that you just ordered, though.
It's our
We have
thing.
waited 30 minutes to be here.
But you
How
were
much are
waiting
these
on your
ales gonna
friends
cost?
that time. So the ales are a silver apiece.
Great. Zerdik gets 2.
People here must make a lot of money. That is like a day's wages.
For you.
It's probably like
Nobody
Silicon
pays
Valley.
me.
They do live in a near like utopia with automated cars and a bunch of forge doing most
True.
of the labor and the work in the
Yeah,
in the city.
but how do the people make money if the forged are all the ones getting paid?
I feel like this whole city is a great staging area for that exact question, and also the parallels in the modern day of how do we deal with the increasing automation. We don't need to get into that right now.
I think the main problem with answering that question is we as the party can't afford it.
Nope. All right, yeah, let's eat. And does the party? I guess we can say this in character. Zerdig will make the pitch for the staying the 5 days to talk to Mr. Glitterbelt. He's very excited about it, but also if someone has the means to teleport us, which it sounds like Sadzi does, we could leave at any time. What do you guys think?
Ore is fine staying in town for a week just to kind of really like take it in.
Do we know how long it would take to walk to Hamlet with like horses or whatever
You have no
from
clue.
Drusus?
Which
Okay.
hamlet?
We have no idea. That was never told to us.
Nope. But there's also a hamlet on Manway as well.
I don't think we're going to the Manway
Two.
Hamlet since we need to go to Typhon.
Yeah, and you were never told Hamlet. You were told Typhon's Folly.
Yeah.
So.
Where's the? Is there a cap? We don't know. Excellent. Perfect. Everything is going according to plan.
Okay.
I feel like talking to Nomi Stark is important. Glitterbelt. Just emotionally, it feels important. So I guess it kind of depends on how much it costs to stay here.
This is just a restaurant, so you
No,
can't
no, no.
stay
I
here.
meant in the city at large.
Oh, yeah.
Not like here. Not at the cheese that is false.
So you can find varying rooms of costs, depending on where you go.
We do have the name of an inn called the Laughing Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have like forged inns that are just like Japanese, like what are they called?
The
Those
pod
little cabins?
hotels.
Yeah, pod hotels, where the forge just
They're
like
just
stand there.
chairs.
Yeah.
It's like church pews.
No, because they don't need such a place, because the Forge generally stay with whoever their creators are. So,
Forged are people too. They can do what they want.
yes, they can.
And it sounds like a lot of them want to stay with their creators.
Is there a forged hostel?
Comfortable.
There is not.
Are there newscasts
Shots.
talking about the crisis of Forged wanting to save their creators instead of going off on their own?
There are not any newscasts.
That's actually surprising. I would have
there a
expected some sort of announcement system.
Is there a forged like revolutionary social dilemma party that's handing out leaflets?
Only if you start one.
Do Forged really like avocado toast?
No.
Yes.
You're not a forged. You're an old forged.
Yeah, old forged don't know what avocado is.
Burn.
All right. How much do you say it was going to be per night for like a modest inn?
It depends on where you go. So your meals for the evening is going to be 2 silver each. So
Sweet.
None from me.
and then at the Laughing Pepper, there are rooms there. The cheapest room is 5 silver a night, which is just 2 beds, and that is it. But then there are rooms up to 100 gold a night, which have all sorts of amenities
Holy
tied
cow.
to them.
100 gold a night. That's like more than a year's worth of wages for a common worker.
Yep.
That's a place for a duke and a duchess to go hang out.
Yep. It's nice.
Yeah, Salty should have got some sending stones with Duke. I know we asked about it, and he was like, I don't need that. But it's like, dude, you gotta grab a hint, man.
He can talk to her.
I don't really feel like, trying to drag him into my group of friends taking advantage of his hospitality is the wisest idea.
What isn't that what your lone group of friends is for?
Stealing your hospitality one friend at a time.
Yes. The true hospitality was the friends we stole along the way.
Got it.
So, what special foods do they have? Because we're saving the cupcakes for after dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all gonna have some.
So the food is pretty standard, just your pub fare here. There's not anything super special about it. All of their specialities is in the technology, and so it's what they use to prepare it. It comes out much faster than any other place when you've ordered food, but there's not anything specific or special about the food here.
I will tell them about the idea of making whiskey burgers.
Like, you put the whiskey in the burger?
You make a sauce from the whiskey, right? And it becomes a very flavorful sauce.
We could melt down
You should
whiskey,
try it.
put it in the sauce.
You should try it. It makes a very good, almost molasses-like sauce.
Why don't we just use molasses then?
Because molasses burger isn't as fun to say.
I mean, we can call it whatever we want.
That's true, and you are the lying cheese, so it wouldn't even be that odd. Fair.
We'll call it the lying cheeseburger.
There you go. Perfect.
I think Mizeki needs to get some inspiration for that. That was pretty good.
No, because he's already done this conversation.
Doing it. So now it's, I guess it's just pub food. So I want like a hearty stew.
Yeah, easy enough. What kind of meat do you want in your stew?
Ooh, do they have lamb?
They do.
Good.
They've also got rabbit.
Good.
They have venison. They have beef. So.
I feel like lamb would be home-ish.
Okay.
So I'll have that.
All right. So yeah, they bring out a nice lamb stew with a heaping side of mashed potatoes.
Excellent.
All right. So what is your plan? Staying 5 days, staying 1 day, teleporting away immediately?
I'd like to
Well,
stay the
no.
5 days.
I mean, does anyone have a strong point against staying the 5 days?
Um,
Just the timeline that we're on, but I think it's okay. Especially if we
I,
can then teleport back and save ourselves the equivalent of 5 days by not romping through the forest for 3 weeks.
what forest?
well, along the edge of the mountains, I guess, the plains.
Yeah. Okay. So we are staying in Steel for 5 days. And then heading back. Okay.
I think that's the initial plan, based on see what Glitterbelt says and how that goes.
Okay. What rooms do you want to get at the Laughing Pepper? And again, this is one of the very tall buildings here. This one's about 200 feet tall in this city.
Don't like that.
So it's several floors, so it's not open to the ceiling like your bright force tower was. So, but it is a very tall building with many, many rooms.
Cyrodic would like to stay as close to the ground floor as possible, unless those are the expensive rooms, in which case I guess he's going up to the top. But the heights are not his big thing. There is that 1,000-foot area in the Undermountain,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not where most people live. So he wouldn't want to be hundreds of feet in the sky if he could avoid it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's only bothersome if you look out the window, right?
True. He'll pay like about a gold a night for a room,
Okay.
wherever that gets him.
Yeah, so for a golden night, you get a single bed room that has a small little tub that's enough for you to essentially like wash your hands and feet in. It's not enough for you to submerge yourself, but there, and then hot water is pumped in directly, so you can
Great.
wash up, but not a full bath.
Is there a bath available?
Yeah. So if you go to one of the rooms that's 10 gold a night, you have a full bath available.
Is there like a bathhouse or anything, or some kind of communal baths?
There are bathhouses if you want to go to a bathhouse and hang out. The cheap baths are 5 silver. The more luxurious are a gold. And that is an hour in the bathhouse.
I'm gonna go for a luxurious bath and coordinate with Ari to carry my ring.
Does Ore get to go to the bath with you?
Sure, I will pay for Ori's bath as well.
Because Ore has never been in a bath, and he would probably find the experience very interesting.
We do need to be careful with your beard.
Sure.
You may need to
Keep
touch
the
it
head
up
above water.
afterwards.
Okay.
I will also pay for Ito to join us if Ito wants. But I think Ito is busy at the moment. But he smells and it's weird.
All right. So I think we will go ahead and call our session there for the night then. We've got 4 more days in Steel after your baths, and we'll see what happens in our next session. I definitely
Traveled
didn't
across the world.
expect Steel to come up as an option. I was just like, yeah. Like, I know you guys want to go there, but
Bold of you to assume we wouldn't teleport across.
Yeah, that was it. You put the option out there. We're
I
like,
mean,
yeah, we'll go to Steel.
I gave you guys a quest to do first, and it was just like, oh yeah, go do this.
You did give us a quest, but you didn't specify that it was immediately urgent.
Hey, guys, I need you to go to Bronson, Missouri, but would you like to go to New York instead?
All right.
We're gonna fly to France.
Well, thanks everybody for hanging out, for watching with us, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.